Welcome to the Stoughton Public Library. My name is Pat Basler, and I'm going to give you a tour of the new Stoughton Public Library, which will open this Saturday, December 15th at 2 o'clock. We are very excited to show you all the work that has gone on in the last year and a half. This project was originally started back in 2007 with a feasibility study, and then went on to a full construction grant with the Mass Board of Library Commissioners. The $14 million project was supported 50% by the town of Stoughton and 50% by the MBLC, which is really funded by taxpayers from all over the state. This library is state-of-the-art. It has wireless ability in the entire building. We have over 40 public access computers, a lot of open space, a lot of glassed-in quiet room space for the teens and the children. One of the biggest improvements in this building is that it's handicap accessible. Our other library for 50 years had a freight elevator, and our new library has a fully handicap accessible elevator on all 3 levels. We'll start our tour in a few seconds. I just wanted to give you some background. So the first stop on our tour is this community giving tree. This tree was funded by Eastern Bank with a donation, and our fundraising group, SOLA, Support Our Library Association, headed by Dolores Cummings as the president, Sharon Fradkin as the head of Capital Campaign, and Dory Frankel as the original president of SOLA, have been fundraising for over 5 years. The Giving Tree was a concept that allowed library patrons to buy a leaf for $275 or a stone for somewhere between $500 and $1,000. We love it because it's the first thing you see when you come in the building, and it shows that the community is a part of this project. This overall project took a 22,000 square foot building and improved it, expanded and renovated it to a 32,000 square foot building. And in the meantime, we were able to eliminate all of the asbestos in the flooring, any hazardous materials in the old building, make it handicap accessible, and keep the same lines of high ceilings and open space that we had in the original building. This is our new circulation desk. As you can see, it's very visible as soon as you walk in the door. Here we have busy staff, Mary, Teresa, and Kim, getting ready for our grand opening. And Tyler is our IT person from the town who has been here day and night for the last month. So we're very grateful to all of their hard work. So we're now in the preschool story space in the children's area. They have lots of comfortable seating for parents to sit and read a story to their child. They have a whole wall of cubicle toys that are stored here that kids can play with and put back. We have a doll house, which I'm not sure where that is, but it's somewhere here, donated by the Stoughton Moms Club. We have a wonderful Lego, mobile Lego unit, which you can build on all four sides. This is just an open space for kids to come. The parents can sit and relax, and it's a safe space that's sort of enclosed. The kids can't run out of this space, and they can just enjoy themselves. This is also where Peggy Suick does her preschool story time. So now you're in the children's area. This was designed to have the preschool story time in the front, and then as children age, they'll have part of the collection. The collection will go along with them. So the books are labeled according to reading ability from kindergarten through 6th grade. This is a comfy space for parents to sit and wait if their children are in a Storycraft, or if they would like to just visit other parents or adults while they're here. In the background, we have a glassed-in office for the two children's librarians, Amy Dean and Barbara Pally. They can see everything that's going on in this entire space. The children's library has expanded to almost double what it was in the old building, and we're very excited about that. Let's go down this way, and I can show you some of the new computers that we have in the children's area. We bought Chrome-based computers here. They're all touchscreen, and because they're Chrome, they're the same equipment that the kids are used to when they are at the schools. These chairs are a really neat feature. They rock a little bit because kids like to tip because they're fidgety, but they're not going to tip over. So we have 6 of these for the younger kids. And then as we move back here, we have the media collection. We have music, DVDs, and audio books. And then as we go further down, if you look to my left here, there's a half wall, and we have some cafe tables here. So if children are doing a story time in the back room, the parents can sit here and wait or read or visit. Now let's move down to the story and craft room for the children's area. I'm just going to take a little detour. We got these little coat hooks from IKEA. They haven't been put up yet, but we'll have 10 or 12 of these along this wall so the kids can hang their coats up. And then this space over to the left is a stroller parking area, if you want to just scan in here real quick. We have quite a few sets of twins in town, and this is an easy way for people to park their strollers when they're at a program. They certainly can leave them out on the porch as well because that's 16 feet deep, but this is an indoor space for them to leave their strollers if they like. So now we're at the Children's Story and Craft Room. This was designed to hold up to 20 to 30 children. They can do a hands-on craft at tables and then have story time. They can dance. They can make as much noise as they want. It's all glassed in. We never had that feature in the old building, so whenever there was a story time, the entire building heard it. This was generously donated through fundraisings with SOLA by the Meta family, and we are very excited for their support of this project. As you can see, it's already set up for a possible craft. We have a story time seat at the front of it for either one of the children's librarians or Mrs. Suick. It's a wonderful space. It allows us to make as much noise in here without interfering with the rest of the patrons. It has sinks, so no matter how messy the project is, the kids can get cleaned up, and everything is sized for the younger children. So this is the teen space. As soon as you come in the front door, this will be on your left. We have more of the Chrome-based computers we were talking about because the teens use the same system at school. And then we have a couple of iMacs here. And then we have some comfortable seating for the teens. There's technology possibilities everywhere. We have outlets in the tables. We have outlets on the floor. The space is wireless, as I said before. You can come in with your laptop and sit down here and do your work. And then the room behind me is the teen maker space. So that was designed for teens to go in there, and there's a tinker table. There's a lot of different supplies. They can create things. There'll be a flat screen TV on the wall, and there's a corner for them to do gaming if they like. The teen librarian, who just started last month, Lauren, will be in there during after-school hours. So we're very excited about this space, and it was also a room that was named by Amazon with the donation to SOLA. So if you remember the old building, there was an original staircase in this exact same location. This is it. The only changes are they took the old metal rails off and put glass rails with wood along the side. And they've put this material it looks like cement, but it's actually a tile, a ceramic tile. And the back of the stair treads are a metallic mesh that allows air and light to flow through, but is safe. What I like about this glass rail system is it's actually 3 layers of security. The metal in the bottom actually holds the plate of glass, and there's a bead of cement or some sort of a mastic at the bottom holding the plate of glass in. And then the top edge has stainless steel molded to that holds the top of the plate in. And then the rails, there's 2 sets of rails that actually have bolts through the glass that are a couple in every plate. So if anybody was to be thrown against this or somehow try to break this, there's like a 3-step security system to hold these in place. And this was designed throughout the whole building at the balcony spaces and the stairways to add more light to the overall design of the building. So this is a kitchen, which is on the back of the community room. It has a separate door, so if an outside group is having an event and they want to cater something, they can bring the food in without disrupting the event inside. So this is the old Wales French room. We're calling it the community room. The previous room held 150 people. This room holds about 200. We have the podium and a screen in the front, an LCD projector that will project towards those windows, which all have shades so we can make it dark. The floor is a very resilient rubberized tile that it can tolerate tap dancing as well as all sorts of other dance and exercise activities. And then we have a storage closet that holds all the chairs and tables that will be used based on the activity going on here. The kitchen is right off there, and we have a very large coat room. And this is the trustees' historical room. And this room was designed to be humidity controlled. It has a nice conference table for meetings, and these can be used by people in town departments, outside folks, as long as they call and sign up in advance. We have a historic collection here, which people can do research with genealogy and other types of research on the town. And then this bank of cabinets holds the Stoughton Chronicle that goes back to the 1800s. And this newspaper isn't digitized anywhere yet. The Chronicle went out of business years ago, and there's no other holder of this information. So we hope at some point to get a grant to digitize this entire collection, which, as I say, goes back to, well, these are 1926, but it goes back to like the mid-1800s. So it's a nice study space. It's a nice place to have maybe classes on genealogy and anything history related. So now we are standing at the location of the old building's balcony. So when you came into the old building, there was a balcony here, and then you could see the whole downstairs because there was no second floor. The addition actually starts here for the second floor addition. We're calling that 2.1. And this metallic seam here is actually an earthquake requirement, and it's actually a expansion joint. So the new the whole new second floor and the front first floor is about 4 inches away from the old building. There's actually a space between it, and this expansion joint allows it goes along the floor and the walls of the whole addition, and it allows if there were to be an earthquake in this area, which is a building requirement, it would protect one part of the building from taking down the other part of the building. So the new addition, which is the whole front of the building, was built with whatever the new latest and highest requirements are for earthquake building code. So now we're up on the 2.1 level. So this is 10,000 square feet of additional space that we never had before. This is where most of the computers are for adults and teens if they want to be up here. The whole building is open to everybody in every space, but people will find the location that they're most comfortable in. These computers are all touchscreen as well, and we've instituted a new printing system so that for our patrons when they come back, they'll sit at a computer, touch the screen. It will ask them for their library barcode. They'll sign in. They get an hour, and then if we're not busy and no one's waiting, they can stay longer. When they have a print job, they'll send it to a print center down on the second floor, and if they're working at a computer on the first floor, there's another print center on the first floor near the stairway. So we're hoping that will save money rather than having 40 printers connected with 40 computers, which cost a fortune in ink cartridges. We are just centralizing the printing, which they do in a lot of different places, including colleges, so we're hoping that that will work out well. So we are at the Howland conference room. This is a conference training room that will also be open to the public for trainings as well as town departments and library programs. We love this. It holds up to 50 people for regular seating or 20 to 30 for a class type setting. It has a LCD projector and a screen for projecting, and we'll also have a computer in here and other technology as people's programs require. So we are in the front south corner of the 2.1 level. It's all glass. And you know, when we were trying to decide about where to put this painting, if you remember in the old building, this is an abstract painting done by a local artist named Wolfe. He's not with us anymore, although his wife is still a regular library patron. But the trustees back in the 60s commissioned him to paint in an abstract design, which it was the 60s, that would go with the modern building of 1969, which was the old library. And this canvas painting hung above the circulation desk on a really big blank wall. It's 6 feet high, 10 feet wide, and it was designed for that space. So when we got here, we were trying to figure out where could we put this, because it's the one thing that reminds people of the old library. So we were very happy to find a good space for it where it looks like it belongs there. The colors even kind of tie in with the color scheme of the new building. And then there's comfortable chairs, study tables. They all have this feature where you can, I won't be able to do it. Oh, there we go. Where you can plug in your laptop or your cell phone. There's power everywhere in this building, which was a real shortage in the original old building. So we are currently in the Daily Canavan reading room. There's a nice plaque here. This was also a space that was donated to SOLA. The reason we call it the Canavan Daily Reading Room is Francis Daly was a library trustee for I think, 30 or 40 years, and was very involved in building the old library. His sister, Barbara Canavan, who was a Daly, has been a trustee for the last 40-something years as well. The old library had a reading room called the Francis Daly Reading Room. He was also a beloved teacher in the high school, but he loved the library. And Barbara does as well, and her family made a donation to continue the name of this reading room space. As you can see, it's got lots of light, lots of windows, we have computers, we have a wide variety of comfortable seating for people. These windows are the latest in energy efficiency and are designed to reduce solar glare, and although the shades are down right now, there are 3 horizontal louvers on the outside of the windows that during the summertime are angled to decrease the amount of sun that comes in here. So the design of the building took into consideration a lot of energy efficiencies that should help us maintain it well into the future. So we're still on 2.1, and this is an emergency exit that we added into the design halfway through the design phase. Just in case we had to evacuate the building quickly, we wanted to make sure we could get people off this floor in 2 ways, the main stairway as well as this side entrance exit that goes out onto Walnut Street. Now we are in the adult literacy space of the 2.1 level, and this is one of 4 quiet study rooms. This one was donated by Dory and Mel Frankel. It just shows you it's big enough for 2 to 4 people to have a conversation. We have a very vibrant adult literacy program. We have conversation classes for people learning English as a second language, and to have quiet spaces for people to come and talk without disrupting other people was our goal. So we have 3 of these here and then 1 on the opposite wall. This is a shot of our new handicap accessible elevator. We still have pads on there because we're moving and still settling in, but it's certainly big enough for a wheelchair and even a stretcher to turn around in. That's the ADA requirement. We also have the elevator opening on both sides. So on the first floor, it opens towards the front. On the second floor rear, it opens towards the second floor rear. And then when you come up to 2.1, it opens on the front again. And then if you can see here, this is the signage that will be on all 3 floors, letting people know what is on each level. So if you're looking for adult literacy, you go up to 2.1. If you're looking for children's, you go down to the first floor. And those will be on all 3 floors to help people figure out where it is they want to go. Okay. So this last stop kind of highlights the new addition, which has a similar ceiling structure to the old building. And the architects tried to carry that, I think it's called a clear story, they tried to carry that design forward to bring in natural light all the way through the building. It's a beautiful way to keep the building filled with natural light throughout the day. This has been a wonderful project to work on. I think that the town of Stoughton, the people who participated, the procurement office, the engineering office, the town manager, the selectmen, the trustees, the library building committee, they've all been wonderful proponents of moving this project forward to completion. We were very lucky to have an owner's project manager from Daedalus, Tom Gitzunis, and an on-site project manager from Daedalus, James McGrath, who really protected the town, made sure every penny was well spent, questioned costs, and really tried to make sure we got the best bang for our buck. The fact that they were able to keep this price, even though we sat on the waiting list for 5 years and we started during the recession and we built it during really an economic boom of sorts, still within that price is still amazing to me. The final improvement to this project was last May, town meeting voted to fund an expansion of the parking lot. Originally, we had 43 spaces. After that vote, we were able to ask the current contractor, M. O'Connor, if they would expand the parking lot, move the back wall and the side wall, and they got another 20 spaces. So we have 65 parking spaces, 4 very safe ones on the front of the building on the street because they're sort of indented into the property, and then the side and the back lots. Everything has been repaved. It's got really good drainage. There's 4 handicap accessible spaces, 2 in each lot. Each has a van, handicap van parking space. So we really think that we have met all the needs of this public building. We've made it handicap accessible, we've removed all the hazardous material, and we've expanded it so that it can be used in flexible ways for the next 50 years. So thank you very much. We're open starting Saturday, December 15th at 2 o'clock. We hope to see you here, and then we will be open our normal 64 hours a week, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 9 to 5. Please come visit us.